The duel between Jaina Solo and Darth Kidus was not just a battle between siblings, it was the ultimate clash of philosophies, skill, destinies. Kidus, fueled by the dark side and his belief in a galactic vision, wielded the raw, overwhelming power of the Sith. Jaina, armed with her Jedi training, as well as Mandalorian tactics, brought something far more refined and calculated to her fight with her brother. In the end, it wasn't pure strength or even the Force that ensured that Jaina won. It was her ability to adapt, to think like a Mandalorian, and to fight like someone who had cast aside the emotional limitations of any Jedi. Her training with Boba Fett and the Mandalorians allowed her to merge the best of both ideologies. She created a lethal combination that her brother, for all of his power, could not counter. Jaina Solo sought out Boba Fett, the most infamous and powerful leader of the Mandalorians and bounty hunter, for one reason: to prepare for a fight unlike any that she had ever faced. Jaina knew that she could not rely solely on her training as a Jedi against Darth Kidus. He was stronger than she was, more experienced, and now he was unpredictable. To face her brother, who had become one of the most dangerous Sith Lords in history, a man that Luke Skywalker said was more powerful than Darth Vader, Jaina would need to learn how to fight him without any constraints of any Jedi philosophy. Boba and the Mandalorians taught Jaina how to fight like a survivor, how to win at all costs. They stripped away the hesitation that comes with fighting a loved one and fighting as a Jedi. This forced Jaina to see her brother not as Jacen Solo, but as Darth Kidus, an enemy who needed to be defeated for the greater good. Mandalorians have hunted and killed Force sensitives for millennia, understanding the harsh realities of combat against them. Lacking Force sensitivity themselves, they claw and scratch for every inch. They rely on tactics, precision, and psychological warfare. They taught Jaina how to do the same thing, to fight without relying on the Force, to capitalize on every mistake that an opponent made. She was then able to merge the Mandalorian and the Jedi fighting techniques, creating a deadly style. Jaina's Jedi training gave her mastery of the Force and of the lightsaber. She was a proficient Form 5 practitioner of Gem So, just like Anakin Skywalker was. This style emphasized powerful strikes and controlled counterattacks. But under Boba Fett, Jaina learned to operate beyond a specific lightsaber form or one technique. Instead, the Sword of the Jedi fought moment to moment, adapting to the flow of the battle, using whatever tactic was necessary to gain the upper hand. Jaina learned to fight with precision and the creativity of a Mandalorian, with the fluidity of her Jedi training. And because of this, Jaina learned to kill, becoming a fighter unlike any other Jedi. She learned how to set traps to create future openings in her enemy's guard, force him in unfavorable positions, and exploiting even the smallest gaps in his own defense. This adaptability made her unpredictable against Jacen, a key advantage against a Sith Lord as powerful and as calculated as he had become. One of the greatest challenges for a Jedi is fighting a loved one. The Jedi Code emphasizes compassion and restraint, but for Jaina to defeat Kidus, she had to let go of those principles. Boba Fett and the Mandalorians taught her to see a fight for what it truly was. A fight was for survival. There could be no hesitation, no holding back. Jaina embraced this mindset fully, shedding the emotional weight of fighting her brother and focusing entirely on her mission: killing the Sith. This was crucial. Darth Kidus would exploit any hesitation. He would not fight fair. He had proven that the way that he had murdered Mara Jade. His overwhelming power could dominate a less focused opponent, but Jaina's Mandalorian training taught her to suppress her emotion, to fight with clarity and precision. She no longer was a sister battling her twin, she was a warrior facing a deadly adversary. Mandalorians have perfected the art of killing Force sensitives through centuries of warfare, and that is why Jaina went to them. Their lack of Force abilities, ironically, is their greatest strength. They are grounded completely in reality, relying on cunning, preparation, and adaptability. This knowledge became Jaina's greatest weapon. During her duel with Kidus, Jaina used Mandalorian tactics to gain the upper hand. She didn't attempt to overpower him directly. Instead, she set traps to create openings, forcing Kidus to react to her. She capitalized on small breaks in his guard, delivering precise strikes and weakening him over time. Darth Kidus, for all his strength, underestimated the effectiveness of such a tactic. I love his downfall because Kidus never sought to learn about those without the Force. He dismissed them as inferior, and while he ventured across the stars, learning from all of the different Force-based religions that he could, the Mandalorians fell to the side as lesser beings, those that could not touch the Force. But Darth Kidus' arrogance was his undoing. The Mandalorians have hunted Force users for millennia, and their ability to counter the Force's overwhelming power gave Jaina Solo the tools to succeed where other Jedi would certainly fail. The irony of Jaina's victory lies in the lessons she learned from the Mandalorians, people Jacen never respected inherently. To a Sith like Kidus, the Force was everything to him. He relied on its power to dominate his enemy, and believed that those without it were insignificant. But this belief blinded him to the truth. The Mandalorians are the ultimate Sith killers because they fight without the Force. They cannot be manipulated by mind tricks or broken by domination. Mandos excelled fighting at a disadvantage. They claw for every scratch that they can get. Their ingenuity and their survival instincts allowed them to overcome the most powerful of opponents, even Sith. Jaina's goal was not to become the best Jedi fighter or the best Mandalorian fighter, but to become the perfect warrior, one who could merge the adaptability and the ruthlessness of the Mandos with the precision and power of a Jedi Knight. She represented the best of both worlds, creating a style that Jacen could not anticipate and one he couldn't counter either. If Jaina had approached Kidus with her normal lightsaber style and her normal battle tactics, despite being one of the best warriors of the Jedi, she would have failed. And she knew it. She endured her own severe injuries during their duel and refused to relent, and when Kidus attempted to reach out through the Force to warn his family, Jaina saw her opportunity. Even though it was small, she struck decisively, hitting him just behind his armpit and through his chest. She struck decisively, despite the fact that her brother was attempting to protect his family. The fatal blow ended the reign of Kidus. Any other Jedi may have hesitated. It wasn't the Force alone that won the day for the Jedi, nor was it sheer physical strength. It was Jaina's ability to fight like a Mandalorian, to think ahead, set traps, seize any opening no matter how small. She defeated Kidus not because she was more powerful, but because she was simply more prepared. This is how the Mandos have fought Jedi forever. Jaina's victory over Kidus was a result of a unique and a powerful combination, an unprecedented one. The strength of the Jedi, the cunning of the Mandalorians. Her training with Boba Fett and the Mandos stripped away the emotional hesitation of a Jedi, replacing them with ruthless efficiency of a warrior who fights to win at all costs. That is why she is there, to win. In the end, the irony is clear. Jacen Solo, who saw ultimate power through the Force, was undone by tactics and trainings of those that he viewed as powerless. The Mandalorian's legacy of fighting Force wielders for millennia gave Jaina the tools to counter overwhelming strength and to secure victory. Perhaps the perfect Sith killers are not Sith or Jedi at all, but perhaps Jedi Masters who have directly trained under Mandalorians. Fighters who combine their ingenuity and adaptability to those without the Force with the power and precision of those who can touch it. In the end, this combination was more than enough to bring down Darth Kidus, a Sith Lord who Luke Skywalker said was more powerful than Vader. So, is this a secret that Jaina Solo discovered, or is this a one-off event? What do you think of the Jedi being trained like Mandalorians to kill Sith? Why do you think it worked so well with Jaina Solo? I also love that this is a great duel in comparison to others such as Anakin and Obi-Wan's duel on Mustafar, where Anakin lost in part because of Obi-Wan's overfamiliarity with his style. He was the one that trained him. It's a similar case with Jaina and Kidus, only Jaina is the one that makes the corrections to fight like something new, to create a style that Darth Kidus cannot anticipate and that he does not know, that he's unfamiliar with. And it was because of this approach to combat and her duel with her brother that Jaina won the day and Kidus lost, not because of overwhelming power or skill, but because she had beaten him before the duel ever began. But anyway, my friends, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on how Jaina beat Darth Kidus? And what are your thoughts on Jedi learning from Mandalorians on how to approach Sith in combat? Is this something more of them should do? As always, my friends, thank you so much for visiting the archives and supporting the channel. It truly does mean the world to me, and I look forward to seeing you in another Holocron upload. May the Force be with you.